So welcome to our Fundamentals of Wellness class tonight. It's so nice to see all of your beautiful, healthy, and happy faces. Oh, we have Jill popping in. Let me let her in. Tonight's class is entitled Resolution Reset. I just think that's such a brilliant title for class tonight. I don't know if anybody has given themselves a New Year's resolution. Did anybody do that this year? Did anybody say, I am going to, why not? How come you don't do that anymore?
Because I know I'll break it.
Yeah,
I have to manage my expectations.
Yeah, I think it's a terrible way to start a new year by promising to do something and then like letting yourself down. It's a terrible way to do it. And, you know, I think we all have the best. Fun. It's no fun. We have the best of intentions, but it's just not going to work. So that's what our class is entitled tonight. We don't need it to be New Year's in order for us to just want to embrace some healthy habits. So I have a few questions for you. And as we get started, just like raise your hand with a level of enthusiasm. So who wants to age beautifully?
Oh, not me.
Right. We want to age beautifully. We want beautiful skin. We want
that was me. That was Dawn, Kimberly. Like that's like, yeah, if you believe that, I've got the Brooklyn Bridge to sell you.
That's so you.
I've got the Golden Gate.
Yeah, good job. We want to look beautiful in our clothes, and
of course,
out of your clothes, you'd like to look beautiful, right? And who wants to age without a debilitating illness like a stroke or heart attack? Yes.
I want a heart attack.
Yeah. Do it that way.
But in a nice way.
50% of Americans are living with chronic illnesses right now that are taking you along that path. I'm so sorry to say. And my last question is, who wants to be happy and healthy and stay that way for the rest of her life? Yes, of course you do.
But I don't want to. I don't want to linger.
I don't want to linger. I don't want to
linger.
No, but currently only 1% of Americans are on track with that of being happy and healthy right now. So that's what this class is all about. We're going to try to help you come up with some new strategies. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. See if I can find it quickly. Hang on here. Not so quickly, actually. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, strengthen.
That's it. Right. Okay. So I mentioned to you that those of us who are happy and healthy make up just 1% of the population. So what does it take to be in that 1%? We want to strengthen our health. We want to come up with strategies that are going to keep those cells vibrant for the rest of your life. And oftentimes, as a collection of humans, we obsess about our symptoms. Think about your own. Digestive issues, excess weight, crummy sleep, too much stress. And we need to get to the root of what those problems are, what's causing those particular issues. And let's face it, we live in a very unhealthy culture, and that causes us to default to poor choices. And we need more than a simple shift of diet and exercise or an upgrade of personal willpower. Willpower sucks, right? You can do it for like a minute, and then you're in the cupboard getting a cookie. Ask me how I know. But to change your life for the healthier, you don't want to just change your diet and your exercise. You need to change your relationship with the so-called normal world around you. And again, I'll just emphasize, we live in a really unhealthy culture. And to emphasize that, I want you to just think about how many fast food restaurants there are today with like 20 years ago. Compare that with 20 years ago or 30 years ago. Don't you think there's so many convenient, crappy food choices to choose from out there? You know, I drove from Reno, Nevada to Punta Gorda, Florida, and it was appalling how poor the choices were for me to eat day in and day out. And then also think about what makes up food. Like walk through the grocery store and think about what your grandmother ate when she was your age. I know my grandmother never ate Pringles potato chips. Like there's so many fake foods out there, so many what I call chemicalized foods. Your body doesn't even know what to do with all that. It's just a big, huge, nasty experiment. And then I want you to consider also that we have the same biological liver detoxification system that our ancestors had. but it has to work so much harder. I've come up with a few of what I think of as my non-negotiables for continued health and vitality and my sanity. And my number one is nutritious food. And then I also have to add clean water, a safe home, healthy movement, at least 8 hours of sleep a night. And I have to spend time outdoors every day. So these are aspects of my lifestyle that are sacred. And your lifestyle directly influences your health. And we have way too many lifestyle related illnesses like strokes and heart disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, you know where I'm going, arthritis, fatty liver disease, autoimmune diseases. And so to strengthen my health at its foundation, I'm choosing nutritious food as the thing that that's my biggest non-negotiable. And I call that superior nutrition. And food is far more than just calories to fuel our bodies, but it's information. It's the instructions that is in that food that regulates every function in our bodies. And we use food for pleasure and for joy and for connection and nourishment, of course, but we can also use it for rejuvenation, for beautiful glowing skin, for thriving and energetic stamina, and even for reversing diseases. And we think of food as protein, carbs, fats, fiber, vitamins, minerals. But if you look deeper, you'll see that there are medicinal compounds, not that much unlike the essential oils that we know and love, but food is like that too. It's embedded in the plants, for example, that regulate, modulate, and influence nearly all of the 37 billion chemical reactions that occur every second inside your body. So I encourage you to focus on food quality, on nutrient-dense food, on deeply colorful plants, organic and grass-fed meats, and wild fatty fish to strengthen and protect your cellular health so that you can age beautifully, to be free of debilitating lifestyle diseases, and to be happy and healthy always. And as my thank you for joining us tonight, I'm going to be sending you some of my favorite recipes for my plant-based foods that I love to eat. So these are recipes that I make all the time. And you can choose to do it over a period of a few days and give yourself a little nutritional reset, or you can just save them and have them for recipes that you can pull from and put them into your weekly meal planning. How's that sound?
Good.
Good,
Awesome.
excellent. Great. And so would you do a nutritional diet plan for 2 days or for 3 days? How long?
How about a lifestyle?
What does that mean?
That means that you do it all the time.
You do it all the time. Yeah, there's something to be said about doing it at least 80% of the time. Because, let's face it, you're going to have a cookie every now and then, because I just had one a few minutes ago. And, you're going to have a glass of wine, or you're going to have a piece of cake. And so it's part of the celebration of being alive. So I think that it's about just keeping it in checks and balances. And so there is, again, that 80% rule, if you could call it that you just want to eat, enjoy beautiful foods that really feed every cell, but also allow yourself to celebrate with foods with your family and for holiday traditions. How's that sound?
I
Awesome.
think it sounds good. Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation, including kale.
I'd
Is that the elephant kale or what?
I like kale all the time.
Yeah.
Do you like it in smoothies, Kimberly? Do you?
Yes, absolutely.
And in salads.
Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
it yesterday in a smoothie.
Yeah.
And in soups and stews, and like every time I make soup, I throw kale in it.
So I don't know who said this. It was a health coach. I have it written down somewhere. And she said that all the kale in the world won't make you a healthy person if you have a crummy lifestyle. And so we're going to be talking about lifestyle in just a few minutes, ways to help you get better sleep and get relaxed and centered. And we're really looking at you to help give us some ideas that we can share with others. And we're going to move on from here. I did mention that the liver is the organ of detoxification and that it's the same a structure that's been around for eons, but we have so many more toxins in the environment these days in our food and personal care products, cleaning products, environmental toxins. I mean, it's just coming at us from everywhere. And so Kimberly's going to talk to us about releasing the toxic load. And here she is.
Okay, I think I have to unmute myself.
You're good. We can hear you. Good.
Okay, you can hear me? All right. So, you know, doTERRA's got some amazing products to cleanse. And it's interesting, I talk to so many people and, you know, I'll say, oh, I'm getting ready to do a cleanse. And they look at me like, a cleanse? It's amazing how many people have never even heard of a cleanse, let alone done a cleanse. And then there's other friends of mine that have done cleanses all the time. But when you mention a cleanse to people, oftentimes they look at you like, why would you want to do that? And I think they have the vision that you're going to starve yourself and just live on water, which, you know, there are cleanses like that. And I know Dawn's done some pretty intense cleanses. I need food. I am not one that's willing to just, you know, do a liquid diet. However, I have done a lot of juicing, but for me, I just want to clear out my liver and my kidneys. And our liver and our kidneys, those are our filters. And one of the best ways to explain doing a cleanse is, you know, every single one of you guys has a car, right? A vehicle. And how often do you have to take your car in for an oil change, right? That's a schedule. And you have to take it in. And if you don't take your car in for an oil change, and when they change the oil, if they didn't, you're not going to have a car for very long, right? And when they change the oil, they also change the oil filter because the filter gets gunky. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen a gunky oil filter or just a water filter. Any sort of filtration system gets gunky. And that's what our liver, our kidneys, and our lungs are, as well as our intestines. So we need to clean it out once in a while. When you think of everything we consume, just breathing the darn air. I'll tell you, you know, some of the days that I've been out, because I've spent so much time outside being on the road, by the end of the day, when I just go to wash my face, I cannot believe, like I use a cotton ball or a cotton cloth to get the dirt off my face. And I can't believe, like, it's black. And I'm thinking, my God, you know, just from being outside and just from the fumes and everything that's out there. So we really need to consider doing that. And if we cleanse our liver and our kidneys and clear out that junk, everything's going to operate better. And so doTERRA has some amazing products that I'm going to talk about today. And there is a lot of people when I've told them about the cleanse, I've shared the 30-day cleanse with them. And so do I have the ability to share my screen?
I'll go ahead and stop share.
Thank
you.
you.
Then you can share yours.
Okay. And so I was just going to show you our 30-day cleanse first. And this is one that doTERRA's put together. And this may be familiar to some of you. It's called the Clean Slate. And they've taken all their cleanse products and they've put it into a 30-day cleanse, which is wonderful. And there's a little check sheet so you can check off what you did. But I found that by sharing a 30-day cleanse, that also kind of scares people. They're thinking 30 days, I can't do that for 30 days. That's just too long. So what I've decided to do and what I've done for this last year is when somebody tells me that they're not feeling good and I want them to do a cleanse, I suggest a 10-day cleanse. And so what I've done is I've basically broken up this cleanse. And if you look here, on this cleanse here, you're taking the Zendocrine for the first 10 days. Here's the Zendocrine products. And actually I'm going to stop share, show you the other picture of the actual Zendocrine products. Here we go. So Zendocrine is an essential oil blend that doTERRA put together. And it is a blend of tangerine, rosemary, geranium, our favorite, juniper berry, and cilantro leaf. Now it comes in the oil form. It's a 15 ml bottle. I don't particularly care for the smell of it. And I like that doTERRA took that oil and put it in soft gels. So that's what I use for the cleanse, is the soft gels, right? And the soft gels have those oils in them. You're going to use those along with doTERRA's detoxification complex. You see that? Did it change?
Yes.
Yeah. So the detoxification complex, those are herbs and a blend of essential oils. And the herbs that are in here really help clean out that liver, the kidneys, the colon, the lungs, the skin. And if somebody's having any skin issues, that's the first thing I recommend. If they're having dermatitis, or my son has rosacea, I got him on the Zendocrine cleanse for 10 days. It cleared up. It cleared up within about 4 days, but I had him stick with it for 10. So let me just show you some of the things that are in the Zendocrine cleanse. There's barberry root and milk thistle. Milk thistle is known for cleaning out the liver. As a matter of fact, before I had doTERRA, I used to do a complete cleanse with herbs from a company called Nature's Sunshine. Some of you guys may know of that company. And I used to get my cleanse from the herb lady in Sparks.
Oh, I remember her.
Yes, exactly that. She really helped me, man. I'm telling you, she was the one who turned me on to my very first cleanse. And it was after I had a surgery and I needed to get the anesthesia out of my body, because they had me on so many drugs, and that slows down your metabolism. It just slows you down. So I think I need to get Wade on one of these cleanses too, because they had him on a lot of stuff when he had COVID. But as you can see, these are the herbs, and these are the organ that those herbs target. Okay, so it breaks it all down. So this cleanse, using both of those products together, and how it works, it's so simple. You're going to eat your normal diet, preferably more greens, more whole foods. You don't have to quit drinking. That's a question that people will ask. Can I have a glass of wine? Yeah, you can have an occasional glass of wine, but if you drink every night, I'm going to ask you to cut out the every night and just have an occasional glass. During this cleanse, all you're going to do is you're going to take 2 of these a day. So of this Zendocrine complex, you're going to take 1 with breakfast and 1 with dinner. All right. Now the oil caps, these, you're going to take 3 of these a day. You're going to take 1 with each meal. So just 1 more, you're going to take that at lunch. So there's 3 of those a day and 2 of the others. Very, very simple. 10 days. You're going to make sure you drink plenty of water, which most of you are already doing. And when I say water, I'm not talking carbonated water or soda pop or anything like that. I'm talking water. And the third thing that I like to add to this is the lemon essential oil. So lemon it's a natural cleanser, and what it does is it eats away at synthetics. And oftentimes, you're thinking, well, I don't have any synthetics in me. Well, yeah, you do. How many of you have ever drinking out of a plastic bottle? Okay. Every single one of us has drank water out of a plastic bottle. Guess what happens? There's little particles, and not to mention the plastic leaches into the water. So you're getting all sorts of gunk into your system. And so the lemon will find that, and it will basically help move it out of your system. Okay. So it's internal usage. It just naturally cleanses the body, and it helps with digestion as well. You can see that right here. Not to mention, it's just uplifting the aroma. So open up that bottle, smell it, put a few drops in your water and drink that. And it might help you drink more water than you normally do. So that's really all that first 10-day cleanses. And that's going to clean out those vital organs. All right. Then the other cleanse that, I'm going to say this. Oftentimes when we do a cleanse, maybe 3 to 5 days into the cleanse, you might feel some discomfort. And I find that I feel it more from the bowel cleanse than I do this cleanse. But when you're doing the cleanse, expect to feel a little tired, because, you're cleaning the gunk out, right? And so one of the products to use if you do get stomach irritation, sometimes your stomach will just get a little weird. So have a bottle of Digest Zen, Andy. And you can have digestin is another one. That's what I love about doTERRA. They've got all these different delivery systems, you guys, which is so great because like my daughter, she loves what digestin does, but she hates the smell of it. She cannot handle the smell of it. She doesn't like the ginger or the caraway. She doesn't like the fennel, and she doesn't like the anise smell. So digestin comes in the gel caps, so you can have those handy. It comes in the roller ball, so you can roll it right on your tummy. Carrie says she rolls it right into her belly button. So you can roll that on. You can put the digestin right in your water, and you can drink your water with the digestin. It helps settle your tummy. And then we also have the product called Tamer, and Tamer is another great blend of oils. It's actually from the kids line, but it's also to tame your tummy. And it's made with spearmint and some other, I can't remember what else is in it, but it's a little lighter aroma. Then we also have a chewable digestin. So the chewables are really good. I love those, but obviously if you don't like the taste or smell of the digestin, you're probably not going to like the chewables. So there's a lot of products. So when people say, oh, well, I don't like digestin, we'll say, well, then get yourself the gel caps. Okay. So it's very simple. There's no excuses needed here because doTERRA's thought of it all. So those two oils you're going to have on hand when you're doing your cleanse. Okay. So then after you do that cleanse, you're going to feel better. Your skin's going to look better. Everything's wonderful. Then it's time to clear out the colon. And so doTERRA has two products, one called GX Assist and the other PB Assist. The GX Assist, GX is for gastro, right? So what it is a blend of oils, and you're going to take one with each meal. I found that 2 a day was enough for me. If I took a third one, what I did was I'd start off with 2 a day for the first 3 days. And then after that, then I'd add that third one in the middle of the day, because it seems like it really starts moving things around. Now, you're not going to be sitting on the toilet. Just know that. It's not like one of those where, like the cleanse you get when you have to go have a colonoscopy. How many have had that? Right? I mean, oh, joy, right? That's really a fun one. This is not like that, guys, at all. It just gently removes some of the gunk that's caked on the inside of your colon. And it also has it's got oregano in it for one. And oregano is just so powerful for, getting nasty bacteria out of your system. It also has caprylic acid, and caprylic acid is something that is in most products that aid digestive issues. So this is just great stuff. So once again, you're going to do this for 10 days. All right.
Kimberly, this is separate from the Zendocrine cleanse, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. The Zendocrine you do for 10 days, and then you can take a break, and you can do this whenever you want. But I like I did the Zendocrine cleanse a little while back, and I haven't done the GX yet. I've got it with me, and one of these days I'm going to start it again. But because it does upset my tummy just a little bit, I want to make sure that I'm doing it when, I don't have some big deal going on, right? But what I've found is when it does upset my tummy, I use the digestin. And I learned it the hard way, because I was going, oh, I don't like the way my stomach feels. And and here I have this great tool, digestin, but I wasn't using it. And I went, well, wait a minute, my stomach's kind of weird. Let me use the stuff that helps it. So that's why I say, make sure you have the digestin. And it's very short-lived. It only really happened one day. And I don't know, for me, it was like, I think in the 3rd day. All right. So you'll do that for 10 days and then you're done. That's the cleanse for your colon. But after you do the cleanse, then you need to rejuvenate your colon and your digestive system with the PB Assist. And PB Assist is doTERRA's probiotic product. And it is an amazing probiotic. And for those of you, they don't have a picture of it here, I don't think. It's a pretty amazing capsule. It's triple wall encapsulated, the capsule. It's green. And the reason it's triple wall encapsulated is so that the capsule actually dissolves in your colon and not your stomach. Because you want the healthy bacteria that is in the PB assist to get into your colon. So then you're just going to take that for 10 days. And honestly, the PB assist I take every day. I just take it. It's just great for my system. Most of us should be taking probiotics, but when you're doing the cleanse, you need to, make sure you're taking, at least 2 a day, 1 in the morning with your meal or 1 in the evening. And you could even probably do 3 because you want to put all that healthy stuff in there. And it has all the different strains of healthy bacteria that your body needs. And really, it's just that simple. So those are the products, and it's just 10 days. You can do 10 days. It's not impossible. And Carrie brings up a good point, that we forget to do it unless we have a check sheet. So if you want the check sheet, I'm happy we can post that onto this stuff, or maybe Wendy can send it out with the follow-up email. But just know that you don't have to do the whole 30-day cleanse. And I think by breaking it down into the 2 10-day segments, whenever it works for you, you're more likely going to do the cleanse. And that's really what I want to encourage, because you're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to start with a fresh, clean slate. And then all of these wonderful recipes that Wendy's going to be sharing are going to taste so good. And you're going to be putting them in a fresh system without all the gunk. Any questions on that at all?
No, it's,
Go ahead, Linda.
Is the Zendocrine tablets available again?
Yes,
Okay, thank
they
you.
were last time I
They-
looked. Yeah.
They weren't a while ago. They had.
Yeah, they were. Well, ever since COVID, we've had issues. We've never had issues with product up until COVID.
I just ordered Zendocrine gel caps and they just arrived. So
Yeah,
they're-
well, it wasn't the gel, it was the other ones. It was the complex that was out before.
Right, and that was several.
Oh, I
days
just got
ago.
that one also.
Oh,
I just
perfect.
ordered that one also.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
I think I just like to encourage people when they go through this process,
Mhm.
if they have questions, I think it would be fun to post some questions or some results, some things that you notice on the This Stuff Really Works Facebook page, just to get a conversation going, and it will bring awareness to other people that might not be even aware that the cleanse exists. And I think that would be kind of a fun thing to share with each other and respond and share our experiences, because I'm going to do it. So in the next couple of days, I'm going to start. So
I'm going to do it also. Where do you get the PDFs of the product?
Oh, great question, Dawn. So if you just I go into Google and I just do a Google search, and I just type in Zendocrine. Here, I'll show you. Any product you want to search, you call it the PIP, which is a product information page. So you type in Zendocrine, and put in doTERRA. You can see it's already come up, but doTERRA Zendocrine PIP. And so when you put in PIP, it will find the product information page. It's called the PIP.
Okay.
So, and there it is, the PIP. And it's a PDF. And you can also find them on the doTERRA website, but I just find Googling it is quicker.
I type deep PDF instead of PIP, and it works.
And is this in Spanish?
Yes, this is in Spanish. For your Spanish friends, guys, there you go.
Muy bueno.
Yeah. Excellent.
Kimberly,
Yes.
is the Zendocrine for kids just as, does it work just as well as the other?
The Zendocrine for what?
For
The
kids, the
powder
tamer.
for the kids? No, the powder
The PB Assist?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, you could probably use, they're yummy. They remind me of Lickamade. Remember the little tubes of they taste.
I take that all the time because I get tired of taking supplements and all this kind of stuff. So I change it up, and that's the probiotic I've used forever. But on the cleanse, is it going to be more beneficial to use the other? I guess.
I would say so, Beverly. The PB Assist for the kids is wonderful, but I don't think it has quite as many.
There it is.
I would use the regular PB Assist just for the cleanse.
Yes.
Then you can go back to your Lick-A-Maid toy.
I just like to spoil myself once in a while and have a treat.
I know they are good. Believe me, I buy them once in a while too, and I just throw it in there. It reminds me of being a kid. They're so good.
There's my secrets are out now. Well, I just wanted to make sure because it would make more sense to me to use the others, but I just thought I'd ask since I'm stockpiled in the kids version.
Well, you brought up a good point too, because for those who have kids or grandkids, knowing that there's also a product for kids to make sure that they're getting their probiotics, it's wonderful. Or for people who don't like to swallow things. I have people who refuse to swallow any pills at all. And if that's the case, then the PB Assist Junior is perfect for them as well. So yeah, I would definitely recommend using the regular.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Lori?
On the PB Assist, I didn't hear, do you do that one with each meal?
Yes, you would do one in the morning and one at night.
Okay. Oh, 1 and 1. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're normally some people take probiotics twice a day. I take them once a day. I take one when I get up in the morning, just regular when I'm not doing a cleanse. But when you're doing the cleanse, you'll want to take one, and it's best to do that one before you eat.
Okay.
The other ones I'll do with a meal, but the PB Assist, I like to get it into my stomach before I put food into it. And then
actually, I'd like to add, Kimberly, that it's totally fine to take a PB Assist right before you go to bed.
Yes.
Because that's when the digestive system is the most active.
Absolutely.
Do its thing. So you can take it anytime.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So there's no secret things. And if you forget to take one, don't go, oh my God, I forgot to take it this morning. As soon as you remember it, take it. But if you have a little checklist, just put something on the fridge or just, have it and then just check off your morning one and check off your evening one. And then it's over. So before you know it, and make sure you're putting that lemon in your water and drinking lots of water. And
the important thing is to don't get stressed out over it.
Yes.
Don't get stressed. Because it seems like a lot to remember, but if you have the checklist, you just follow through the checklist.
Yeah.
And so let's go on and let's talk about oops, my thing isn't working, of course. What's going on here? Oh. Okay, so let's talk about stress, okay, just for a moment. So I know, stress of not getting my slide to switch to the next one. So we have two aspects to our nervous system. We have an aspect of the nervous system that's our stress mode, and we have another aspect which is our restore mode. And it's also called the parasympathetic and the sympathetic mode. And most of the time we're in stress mode, most of the time. As I sit here at 9:30 at night with my lights on, that's stressful for my nervous system. It's part of our normal life, but it's stressful on my body. Watching something scary on television puts me in stress mode. Driving through traffic puts me in stress mode. Driving with my husband in the passenger seat, stress mode. So it's like all the time, all the time. And you're not going to heal. You're not going to digest your food. You're not going to regenerate your cells. So let's understand that we need to get into that restore mode in order to help our bodies function and heal. So when we're in restore mode, we're typically sleeping. And I've spoken with a couple of dear friends who tell me they just do not sleep well. If you don't sleep well, it bothers your digestive system. It actually will cause you to put on weight. Your body doesn't heal well, and you're certainly not on top of your game for the next day. So let's see if we can come up with maybe just one or two things that have helped you get great sleep. Does anybody have any suggestions if you were to talk with a dear friend that wasn't getting great sleep? Anybody have any suggestions?
Well, if you want doTERRA, you could use the, what is it, Adapt. But I like to, before I go to bed, I put on a guided meditation.
Perfect.
I do that.
Yeah, perfect.
I do that
And
every night.
I love that. And is it one you would recommend? Do you know the name of it?
I do have one. I use my little tape recorder because that goes off and then I don't have any of the devices in my bedroom. So
Nice.
it's called The Present.
I
And you
love
can
that.
buy it as a CD.
Okay.
And then I have others, but some of them are different megahertz frequency or meta and theta gamma waves. But I like The Present. It's just, has a wonderful voice and she just walks you through a wonderful time.
I love that. So we're using our essential oils. You mentioned adaptive. Other ones, of course, are Serenity and Vetiver. You know, there's all kinds of wonderful essential oil combinations that you can come up with. But then also adding this meditation app to kind of ease you out of the stress of your day. And I love that you're doing it every night. There's this ritual that you have when you go into your bedroom at night. And that just helps your nervous system switch from its daytime stressors to that relaxation mode. And it can take up to 2 hours for your body to switch its chemicals into allowing you to get a restorative night's sleep.
Right. And it's not an app. It's a CD.
It's a CD. Yep.
Because I think this is important, not to have our devices in the bedroom with us.
That's right. Do you know Ariana Huffington? Do you know about her? She used to own Huffington Post.
I know who she is. Yeah.
And she has this wonderful global wellness program for corporations around the world. And when you join her program, she gives you a little bed for your cell phone. And she tells you to put your cell phone to bed and don't keep it in your bedroom at night.
Yeah, no, I did not know that she did that.
That's very sweet. Yeah, she's got a great business. Let's see, let's go on to another one, relaxation and centering. Does anybody have any suggestions for that? Maybe something that you can do without, you know, sitting cross-legged on a big pillow. Like it's like you're in the middle of a busy day. Is there something you can think of to help you get into a more relaxed and centered mode?
Just pulling out one of our oils. And then ever since I started using oils, I just call it huffing. Huffington.
Yep.
Kimberly Huffing.
I'm sorry, I don't respect that woman, but anyway.
Oh, you
It's
know,
the
I
Huffer
may
Club.
not agree with everything she says, but I really love her approach to wellness. So we'll keep that separate from her political standpoint.
Anyway, just an oil, you know, it makes you stop to breathe, because so many of us hold our breath. We're not breathing normally, especially when we get stressed. We tend to hold our breath. So, you know, telling somebody, breathe, just breathe, right? I mean, I've said this numerous times when somebody's stressed out. So one of the fastest way to get somebody to breathe is just hand them an essential oil. Say, just smell that, take it in. And so it forces them to breathe. And as they're breathing it in, it's changing their brainwaves, because the aroma is going directly to their amygdala and it's changing their brainwaves. And you can just see their body relax. You see their shoulders just gently go down, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Such a wonderful point, Kimberly. And I find myself far too often when I go to take a huff of my oil, I don't stop. I huff it and I continue on in my motion. And I've taught myself in the last year or two that I make sure that I'm present when I'm breathing my oils in. I sit down and I make it actually more of a ritual. It's much more relaxing. I mean, obviously you don't always have a chance, but most people have a chance to sit down for 10 seconds, breathe in the oil, take their deep breaths, and just relax for a minute. Stop what you're doing for a minute. Just my
I'm
little.
I'm doing tapping. I don't know if
Oh,
you've heard of tapping, but like
yes.
10 minutes here and there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's on a little app, and I just do the free side of it, but that is, yeah, it's making me sit and calm.
Yeah. And can you do that? Can you do that when you're out and about? Let's say you're waiting
You can,
to see a doctor, or you're waiting for an appointment.
Yeah,
Can you take
yeah.
yourself through the?
there's, I guess there's all different points on your body to tap.
Good for anxiety.
And
There
they're starting
are.
to use it for kids that have issues like in school. They
Mhm.
can take a break and tap, and yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
really
that.
good.
So
We should invite Lauren Alton onto one of these classes to teach about the tapping technique. I think
I
that would
that
be
would be
really,
cool.
I think that would be a really valuable thing, and she's so good at that.
Yeah, and she would love to do it. Yeah,
It is
that's
good.
great. That's a great idea.
So another
Let's-
thing I do
Yeah.
is go out into nature.
Yes.
Just
Mhm.
being
Absolutely.
outside, and it could be anywhere really, but well, not, with a bunch of traffic and stuff necessarily, but out in, what you think is a serene place, and that creates presence.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's so good for you. It's so
That's
good
great,
for
Jill.
you. Yeah.
I do
thank you for
that
one.
too.
Yeah, it is. Nature is just the best healer.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
today it was a prime example. After I'm gone for about a month, I start to get homesick and I start to miss everybody. I'm missing my grandbabies, and I'm missing Wade, I'm missing my puppy. And so I was a little down, and I was feeling off today. And so I thought, oh, we've got class tonight and I'm just out of it. So I went hiking. I went up to Sabino Canyon, which is this just gorgeous, gorgeous place. And I did just a 3-mile hike, not a long one. That's about all I can do anymore after my knee. But even after the hike today, I noticed I was still kind of in a funk. And so I went back and I talked to Wendy and I said, I got to go take a nap. And so I want to talk about naps for a minute, because that encompasses, just great sleep and relaxation and centering and balance. We need that. And sometimes we don't allow ourselves to do that. And napping is good for us. And so
Very good. Even just 10, 15 minutes.
Yes.
Cat naps. Mhm.
Yep.
And so I
I
did
do that.
and laid down, and I feel so much better tonight than I did today. So
Well, thank you. Those are some really wonderful suggestions. It's all about getting you out of that stress mode and allowing the body to just naturally access that aspect of the nervous system that's responsible to helping you heal. And a few of us have done the MELT method, and I always recommend that to
Yes.
people. It's such a great way to get into that restore mode while you're also hydrating your fascia and adjusting your alignment. And I love it because it's healthy movement. It's not not that cardio kickboxing is bad, but it's not like an aggressive thing on your body. It's just tapping
right.
into your body's a natural ability to heal. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful. Okay, let's move on. There we go.
there we go.
Okay.
So if you would allow me to share my screen, I'm going to try this. This is now
Okay.
this is my stress mode. All right. I can't even tell you. So let's see if I can figure out how to do this.
Go, Kathy.
Oops, that didn't work. Hold on.
What do you mean? We see your picture?
Yeah, it's coming.
It's there?
There you go. Yeah, we can
there.
see it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now can I do this? Oh, yes. Did that work?
Yes.
On my
Yes,
end, it's working.
There
Yeah,
it is.
it looks good.
We see it.
Actually,
see
our
it.
faces are in front of it on my screen, so
You
I'm
can
gonna-
move us around. Can you
Anyway,
move us?
that's okay. I'm not going to read from this. This is really just for you folks to take a screenshot if you want, so that, and you can find this online under doTERRA, but I just wanted to talk to you about a really foundational product that I'm really hopeful that is going to be redundant for you tonight, because I'm really hopeful that all of you are already taking our Lifelong Vitality Pack. And I found some really interesting things when I was researching it that I'll recap at the end with. But first of all, alpha CRS, and I apologize, I have a dog barking in the background and I can't mute myself for this one. So alpha CRS, every day our DNA and other cells are under attack from free radicals that damage them. And alpha CRS is made to combat this. It stimulates our overall cellular health. For this reason, CRS is also known as cellular energy and our longevity blend. Some of the nutrients included in this formula, you may or may not know, are CoQ10, acetyl L-carnitine. These two help your metabolic processes of the cell to give you more energy. There's also antioxidants like quercetin and alpha lipoic acid that help combat oxidative stress and premature aging. Finally, there's a botanical extract in there, ginkgo biloba, that helps support our mental clarity and energy. Alpha, by the way, is a word meaning first, while CRS is an acronym standing for Cellular Renewal System. Just a little tidbit.
Thank
So
you.
see if I can go to the next slide. Yes, okay. I feel so proud of myself. Because I'm also on my laptop, which I don't use often enough. So this is really fun. So Microplex VMZ. So this complex is naturally high in bioavailable vitamins, minerals, and trace elements. And they're in proportions that work hand in hand with your diet. For example, it has vitamins A, C, E, B, and D, and the minerals calcium, magnesium, and zinc. Some of these you might have heard of. This is off topic a little bit, but if you'll notice, there's some things that have been suggested that we take in this environment we're living in right now to combat the ickies. And so sometimes I'm going to mention things like quercetin and zinc and vitamin D. And did you realize that you're already taking those products in your Lifelong Vitality, which is probably why a lot of you are as healthy as you are and recovering from things in a better fashion, a quicker fashion. Anyway, to go back to the Microplex, the vitamin complex, these vitamins and minerals included in this supplement can be, well, some, I should say, vitamins and minerals and other supplements can sometimes be hard for our bodies to absorb. However, this particular complex solves the absorption issue by using two products, and I'm going to have to read these: glycoprotein matrix to help the body absorb vitamins and chelated minerals, meaning the mineral is bound to an amino acid. So chelated really means binding. So in essence, this process makes the supplement recognizable as a food nutrient to our digestive system. Overall, it supports healthy metabolism, digestion, immune function, and cellular energy. Okay.
And hey, can I just say one more thing about the Microplex, our vitamins? You guys, in addition to all of these beautiful things that Kathy just said are in it, there's also greens. There are tons. It's considered a whole food complex. There's spirulina and there's kale. If you don't like kale, you get kale in there, and broccoli and all these fabulous greens. Yep. So, I mean, it is really an outstanding vitamin, and you don't just pee it out. Your body actually absorbs it.
Right. And that's what I was trying to say in a much too complex way. That they're incredibly bioavailable, and they're formulated to be that. It's on purpose. So the last one is the ZEXEO Omega, Essential Omega Complex. What about that one? So the ZOmega takes care of your remaining nutritional needs with omega-3s known as essential fatty acids. It has essential oils and vitamins D and E. The fatty acids help support your joints, your skin, your cardiovascular, and your brain health. And the best sources of omega-3s are fatty fish and marine algae, which are not common in most diets, and they can be really pretty expensive these days. The molecularly filtered fish oil in ZOmega supplies 300 milligrams of EPA and 300 milligrams of DHA per daily serving, and 65 milligrams of other omega-3s. It's formulated with a blend of clove, frankincense, thyme, cumin, wild orange, peppermint, ginger, caraway, and German chamomile oils, and those add antioxidant protection to the mix. So these antioxidants in here also, they provide powerful antioxidant and circulatory benefits. So they're going to support your eye health. You're going to have improved muscle strength and endurance. It's going to support your skin health, and it's going to modulate healthy immune function. Anyway, those are kind of the down and dirty nitty gritties of it. Personally, I can't live without it. I recommend it for everybody as your basic foundation to take every single day. I'll give you just a little bit of a testimonial. My mom is 83 years old and she had COVID last month. She has comorbidities. She has an incredibly bad lung situation. She's on constant drip medications for her lung allergy. I mean, we were all so incredibly afraid for her to get COVID. And when she did get COVID, it wasn't, I was a little nervous, but we helped her with some therapeutics. But here's the thing. She has been on doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality for probably 5 years straight every day. She takes our probiotics, our PB Assist every day. She's very consistent. So her base health was so prepared to get her through this. And frankly, it took her about 10 days before she was ready to go out of the house. And it's been 2.5 weeks since she's been out partying with her girlfriends, to dinner with her other friends. I mean, it's pretty remarkable story. And I really, truly believe that if you utilize something that's foundational and nutritional based, that your body will absorb and not pee out, as they were saying. I think it's really key. Does anyone else have a testimonial about the Lifelong Vitality they'd like to share?
I talked to Kimberly, Kathy, and one of the things that I did when I first started using doTERRA 9 years ago is that I started taking the Lifelong Vitality, and I was on thyroid medication. I'd been seeing a doctor and spending a lot of money on supplements and medications. I have autoimmune celiac disease, and so I don't absorb my nutrients. And so when I started taking this, I was going to the doctor and getting my thyroid tested every 3 months. And all of a sudden it started to get better. And I almost couldn't believe that could be some vitamin that I'm taking or supplement. I kept calling these vitamins because they have vitamins, but they also have the supplements that go along with it. But I started using the oils on top of that for the thyroid function, and I got off my medication. So I cannot say, that anything cures disease. I know we're being recorded, but I do know that this boosted my body, and I used them for 3 years straight. I did not run out. I ran out for 2 weeks and I got the flu. And the next year I didn't run out of them until 1 week I ran out of them and I got the flu. And then the next year I ran out of them and I got sick, and I don't run out of them. I have 3 boxes in my room right now and we don't run out of them. So I have a box in front of me. I mean, they're They're that good. And I used to buy $500 or more to try and get everything that's in a vitamin. And you just need this now. And I do boost it because I take extra products, but they're bioavailable. They don't hurt my stomach. They actually make my stomach feel better because they have tummy tamers in it. And one of the best things that I recently found out is that the omegas are balanced. So for people who have omega-6s that are not in balance with the omega-3s, that can make you very sick
Mhm.
and can contribute to cardiac issues and also body aches. One of the biggest things is the body aches. And so anyway, that's just huge. So I don't run out of these, and I buy these every month. My mom is on them now and she has health issues and she's doing really, really well.
Awesome.
So yeah.
That's awesome, Carrie. I
Mhm.
swear by him too. I noticed with Wade, Wade he was taking when I first got into doTERRA, he was taking some men's 1 a day type thing. And I remember asking him, are you taking vitamins? He says, yeah. And I opened up the jar and I was like, these aren't vitamins. You could just smell all that overabundance of vitamin B and B12 that you just pee out all the time. And so I said, I want you to just try this. And he said, okay, fine. So we ordered it and he started on it for a few months and he ran out, same kind of thing. And I kept asking him while he was on it if he noticed a difference. You notice anything different? And he didn't. But then when he ran out, he's kind of a moaner. TMI, right? TMI. But like he'd get up in the morning out of bed and he was just like always it was like ridiculous. He was so noisy when he get out of bed. I'm like, God, you sound like a freaking old man. And after that was the thing that I noticed after he started taking 9 years ago, whatever it was, that he quit groaning when he was getting up in the morning. It was just like, I said, did you notice that? And he says, no. And I said, but I do notice that I'm not as stiff when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
So it is an amazing, and I really was not a believer of supplements until I started taking Lifelong Vitality. So,
and it's their #1 seller and they will refund you the money if you buy it. And even if you take all 30 days and you don't notice a benefit, but I guarantee you will.
yeah.
Just stop taking them. Yeah. And you'll feel it.
Right.
Lori,
Lori?
did you have something?
Do you think that, I think it's the Microplex, that second one?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they'll ever not put gluten in that?
There is no gluten. I called them.
Which one
Because I
has
can't
gluten?
have gluten. I can't have gluten.
Serious?
I'm celiac disease. That's what I have.
Yeah,
And so I
that's-
called them and they actually have, they test it. And so I forget what they use, but it's almost like when somebody takes a seed and then they sprout it and then they use a part of that product, but there's no gluten in it, or I
Okay.
couldn't take them.
Because my daughter-in-law she's found out she's got yeast in her gut. She's dealt with stomach issues for years and she's on this diet. I don't even know what she eats anymore. She's been
Nice.
trimmed down to nothing trying to deal with it. But she talked to Nikki and Nikki said to try the Lifelong Vitality Pack.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that middle one had gluten in it and she couldn't take it. And
It's because of the way it's labeled, but if you tell her if she would feel comfortable, call
Okay.
doTERRA and they will get her in contact with somebody that will explain. They have to put it on the label because of how they process it, but there's
Okay.
no gluten. And now that we're talking about it, I'm actually on a Candida medication from my medical doctor because I have toxic Candida in the middle of all this other stuff. So I'm already on the 30-day. Sherry, who's on our call too, she's on it with me. And I'm doing the Candida cleanse and medication from the doctor. And I'm on the Lifelong Vitality. So I had to call them and speak to them personally before I felt better. And then they actually emailed me a document that actually stated all of that. So yeah, I
okay,
take
I'll
them.
tell her. I'll tell
Yeah.
her because I know she's kind of starting to get into doTERRA a little bit, working with Nikki and stuff. So I'm glad of that. And she's gotten a couple other things, but she brought me the bottle. And if I could give it back to her for her to use, that'd be great.
Yes.
So,
I
yeah,
promise, I
Yeah.
promise. Yeah, or I wouldn't be taking it. Yeah.
okay, okay.
You guys, that's, Lori, you bring up a really great point. If ever anybody has a question on any of the products or something that's in there, and maybe you're afraid you can't take it, you can write an email to productsupport@doterra.com. It's just productsupport@doterra.com. Sometimes it can take, 48 hours for them to get back to you. That you ask them the question, does this have gluten? Does this have that? Whatever. They will explain to you what's in it. So you can reach out to them at any time.
Okay, cool. Because see, even that got past Nikki. Nikki's assuming that it's got gluten.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no.
so, yeah, I'll
Right.
tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Great question, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So time to wrap up, huh?
Yes, so let's go on and just let you know that you'll be getting a 3-day resolution reset nutritional cleanse from me in an email. And I'm available to help you with any of your questions or concerns about those foods. And they're delicious and they're healthy and they're relatively quick to make, and it makes a lot of it. So you'll have some leftovers so you don't have to cook the next day. And let's see, we just want to let you know what's coming next. There we go. So our next class is going to be on a Tuesday, February 8th at 6 o'clock, and we're calling it Beating the Winter Blues. How many of you suffer from a little seasonal effectiveness disorder? Get a little dark and cranky, huh? And so we're going to be using our essential oils for emotional wellness for beating the winter blues. We're going to be having a make and take, and I'll send you more information about that in an email. So we'll invite you to bring your oils, some fractionated coconut oil, and a rollerball to class. You can make your own essential oil blend, okay? Perfect.
Wendy,
Yes.
do you have my current email?
Do you want to send that to me, or do you mind giving it to me now?
I can give it to you right now. It's
Sure, go
my
ahead.
initial D and then last name Gowry, Gowey @gmail.com.
Easy enough. Okay, I'll check.
Because I'd like to receive that email also.
Okay, terrific. Well, it was so nice to see everybody tonight. I hope you enjoyed class. Anybody have any questions, concerns, comments, anything you want to share before we sign up? Nancy, it's so nice to see you.
Yes. Awesome.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Stop
Thank you.
recording.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.